Yeah, Bruno, can you add to that, man? If let's just say,
Yes.
we'll call a small company. If you're a sole proprietorship, you're the only employee, or maybe you have one other employee that maybe works with you. Whether you're just starting out in the contracting business, you own like a small baked good business, or whatever the case may be, you're by yourself. How can you get traction out there in Google and SEOs and stuff? What's the best thing to do on top of what John said?
You got it. Well, there are a lot of things that a small business like that can do. First and foremost, the website. It doesn't matter how small you are. If you're a one-person shop, 2 people, 3 people, a good solid website can give you a presence and can get you a lot of the traffic that you want. Listings are key as well. You want to make sure everything is scalable, because Google, one of the things that Google looks at is your listings and reviews. And if there are old spots out there that you're not aware of that might have some old hours or an old address that you may have been at in the past that you've since moved to a new location, if that stuff is still out there and there's discrepancies in that, Google frowns on that, and they will then impact, your organic placements as you're coming up in searches.
Gotcha.
Same thing with hours. Like, for instance, I went to a local pizza shop the other week. I was looking for one. It was about 11 o'clock at night, and their hours said they're open till 11 o'clock. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go have a late piece of pizza. Right. And then it turns out you get there and they're closed up tight. And then they said, oh, well, no, that's an old listing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Not only is that not good for their business, because it's going to irritate some people who have looked at that and then drive over there, but it's also, to the point I just made, Google is looking at that, and they are not going to be scoring that as high. They're not going to be feeding that to people as frequently who are doing those searches, because the information is not aligned and it's not consistent.
Yeah.
So consistent listings, a good website. You make sure that you've got all your search terms in there. You have somebody that can put some good small campaigns together for you. But there's a lot of those free tools that if you just operate them from a small business perspective.
Yeah. There are free things that you can do, but unfortunately, as a small business owner, every single dime goes back into the company. And I think a lot of times when someone goes into business for themselves, right, they're thinking about, I'm going to make money. Right? Because that's why most people do it. Fuck this. I'm working for the man. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to make $1 million real quick. Well, that's just not going to happen. Right? Mm-hmm. So to answer the rest of her question is, you got to put the time in. Okay. You got to get referrals. You got to pick up a clientele. Referrals is the best thing. Word of mouth is the best thing. Get business cards made. Every conversation that you have with anybody, I don't give a shit if it's a grocery store, you're standing in line, you're checking out, she's ringing me out, that person behind you, strike up a conversation. How outgoing are you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Is what really, you know what I mean? I bet we didn't even have, when we first started out in business, now things might be a little bit different now, but again, there's always that traditional hustle that will outdo any kind of paid marketing. And that's really just trying to get yourself out there, word of mouth, build a clientele, and just put in the work, put in the time, and know this, that you're not going to get rich overnight. It's not going to happen in 6 months. It's not going to happen in 12 months. It's not even going to happen in 2 years. A business doesn't even start to even look at breaking even or making a profit for at least 2 solid years. And that's you working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, or else it's not going to happen. There's no get rich quick scheme.
It's a scheme.
Yeah.
And that's what the paid marketing is for. The paid marketing is to support those efforts. That you make out there in the field. That's really what that's about.
Your time in, then you can start. Then you can, and this is the thing. Every dime that you make on that company goes back into the company. Pay someone to put a website together for you legitly.
There's a bunch.
Pay someone to help you with your Google ads. Get Google guaranteed. Go through the background check.
Google guaranteed.
Go do the background check. Do those things. So, and find the keywords that best fit whatever it is. If it's candles, if it's smelly good shit, whatever you think somebody's gonna Google, get those words.